welcome to you all on this, the 25th of January, the birth date of Scotland's national bard, also known as the Plowman's poet, Robert Burns. Usually, at the Williamson Hall, we will have a Burns supper, celebrating the life, music and poetry of Robert Burns. But we thought this year that we will bring his music and poetry online to you at home during lockdown. So a big thank you to all our musicians and those who know Burns's poetry so well for collaborating to make all of this possible. So let's start off in the right way of celebrating the life of Robert Burns and especially the music and the poetry that he left to us as we reflect together on the Selkirk race. Some hay meat and canna eat, and some what eat that want it. But we hae meat and we can eat. Say let the Lord be thanked. Enjoy the music and the poetry.
Hello, It's good to see you. Burns had green environmental credentials long before this became a significant movement of our times. In 1787, along with a friend, Burns stayed for 2 nights at Blair Castle when on their Highland tour. Many days later, they passed through Elgin, but that's a story for another time. By way of thanks, he wrote a poem encouraging his host, the Duke of Atholl, to plant trees in and around that most expensive of comfort stops on the A9. We know it today as the House of Brewer. The burn and the waterfalls are one of Perthshire's gems. We all benefit from both Burns' observations and the Duke's actions. The poem, not in his Scots tongue, but Burns says in a footnote, Brewer Falls in Atholl are exceedingly picturesque and beautiful, but their effect is much impaired by the want of trees and shrubs. So, the humble petition of Brewer Water to the noble Duke of Atholl. My lord, I know your noble ear ne'er assails in vain. Emboldened thus, I beg you hear your humble slave complain. How saucy Phoebe's scorching beams, inflaming summer pride, dry, withering, waste my foamy streams, and drink my crystal tide. The lightly jumping, glowering trouts that through my waters play, if in their random wanton spouts they near the margin stray, if hapless chance they linger lang, I'm scotching up so shallow, they're left the whitening stains amang, in gasping death to wallow. Last day I grat with spite and steen as poet Burns came by, that to a bard I should be seen, were half my channel dry. A panegyric rhyme I ween, even as I was he showed me. But had I in my glory been, he kneeling wad adored me. Here foaming down the skelvy rocks, in twisting strength I rin, there high my boiling torrent smokes, wi' wild roaring o'er the linn. Enjoying each large spring and well, as nature gave them me, I am, although I say mysell, worth gone a mile to see. Would then my noble master please to grant my highest wishes, he'll shade my banks wi' towering trees and bonny spreading bushes. Delighted doubly then, my lord, you'll wander on my banks, and listen, mony a grateful bird return you grateful thanks. The sober lavrock warbling wild shall to the skies aspire, the gauge spink music's gayest child shall sweetly join the choir. The blackbird strong, the lint white clear, the mavis mild and mellow, the robin pensive autumn cheer, and all her locks of yellow. This too a covert shall ensure, to shield them from the storm, and coward mocking sleep secure, low in her grassy form. Here shall the shepherd make his seat, to weave his crown of flowers, or find a sheltering safe retreat from prone descending showers. And here, by sweet endearing stealth, shall meet the loving pair, despising worlds with all their wealth, and empty idle care. The flowers shall vie for all their charms, the hour of heaven to grace, and birks extend their fragrant arms to screen the dear embrace. Here haply too at vernal dawn some musing bard may stray, and I the smoking dewy lawn and misty mountain grey, or by the reaper's nightly beam, mild checkering through the trees, rave to my darkly dashing stream, hoarse swelling on the breeze. Let lofty firs and ashes cool my lowly banks o'erspread, and view, deep bending in the pool, their shadowy, watery bed. Let fragrant birks and woodbines dressed my craggy cliffs adorn, and for the little songster's nest, the close embowering thorn. So may old Scotia's darling hope your little angel band spring like their fathers up to prop their honoured native land. So may through Albion's farthest ken to social flowing glasses the grace be Athol's honest men and Athol's bonny lassies. Thank you.
Fair fa, your honest sonsy face, great chieftain o' the puddin' race, have been the ma ye tak your place, pain straight or firm, weel are your word o'er grace, as lang's my arm. The groaning trencher there ye fill, your hurdies like a distant hill, your pin would help to mend a mill in time of need, while through your pores the dews distill, like amber bead. His knife, see rustic labour dight, and cut you out with ready sight. Trench in your gushing entrails birth as ony ditch, and then, oh, what a glorious sight, warm, reeking, rich. Then horn for horn they stretch and strive, deal tack the hindmost, on they arrive, till all the wheel kites belive are bent like drums. All Gweedman mayst like to rive, bethanket hums. Is there that hour his French ragout, or olio would sta sue, or fricassee would make her spew wi' perfect scunner? Look down wi' sneer and scorn for view on sic a dinner. Poor devil, see him o'er his trash, as feckless as a withered rash, his spindle shank a gweed whiplash, his neve a net. Through bloody flood or field to dash, oh, how unfit. But mark the rustic haggis fed, the trembling earth, resounds his tread, clap in his wally neve a blade, he'll mak it whistle, and legs and arms and heads will sned like taps o' thistle. Ye powers, who mak mankind your care, and dish them out their bill of fare, all Scotland wants no skinking ware that jouts and luggies, but if you wish a grateful prayer, gie her a haggis.
This time last year, we all had plans for 2020. Well, Burns in his day, well over 250 years ago, wrote about the heartbreaking futility of planning for the future in an uncertain world. Burns, the poet, tells the tale of a mouse's nest being disturbed and reminds us of what this means for mice and for men. Now, it's not all the verses, but it's some. So, titled On Turning Up Her Nest with a Plough, November 1785. Wee sleekit, coorin, timorous beastie, oh, what a panic's in thy breastie. Thou need to start awa sae hasty, wi' bickering brattle, I would laith to rin and chase thee wi' murdering brattle. Oh, I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. Thy wee bit hussy too in ruin, its silly was the winds are strewing, and Nathan now to beg a new ane, o foggage green, and bleak December's wind ensuring baith snell and keen. Oh, that wee bit heap o' leaves and stibble has cost thee mony a weary nibble, and now thou's turned it for all thy trouble, but house or hold, to thole the winter's sleety dribble, and Cranach called. Oh, but Moussie, thou art no thy lane, and proving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes o' mice and men gang aft a gley, and leave us naught but grief and pain for promised joy. Still thou art blessed compared with me, the present only toucheth thee. But och, I backward cast my ee on prospects drear, and forward though I cannot see, I guess and fear.
going to hear a poem about another mouse, but this one wasn't written by Burns. It's called The Moosie's Prayer. A poor wee kirk mouse all forlorn, its furry coat sae fairly torn, sank doon upon its bony knees and prayed for just a wee bit cheese. The tears ran down its wee thin cheeks, but nane could hear the saddest squeaks that drifted on the cauld nicht air to whiles it couldna pray nae mair. Sin daylight came, the kirk bells rang, the doors swung open wi' a bang. Communion day had come on by, wi' wine and plates and breed held high. The wee moose lay as still as death and watched all wi' bated breath. Then thocht, if I keep awful quiet, a bit might just fall off the plate. And so it gazed as round they went. Then, just as though 'twas heaven sent, what landed richt upon its head but twa lumps o' communion bread. The stuff o' life lay on the flare, then bounteous answer to his prayer. Just as he thought, it fell looked dry. A body gowped some wine forby. Wee Moosie stoated up the aisle, wearing sic a boozy smile. The folks stopped singing, fair aghast, to see a drunken moose walk past. The organist fell off his chair, the minister could only stare. To see this drunken sinful moose cavorting in his sacred hoose. At last it staggered up the nave, then turned and gied a happy wave. I ken noo when it's time to pray, I'll do it on Communion Day.